Welcome to AIBPM, the Association of International Business and Professional Management.
We connect academics, professionals, and students worldwide.
Through international conferences, workshops, publications, and global projects, with more than 5,600 members and partnerships across leading universities. AIBPM is building a strong global network in education, business, and professional management.
Hi, my name is Roland Perdana. I think this is a very good opportunity to join this conference.
Hello, my name is Ferry Prastia. I am very happy to join this international seminar with IBPM, and this is a good impression for me to enrich my knowledge.
Hello, my name is Bohirjon Sodikov. I'm from Tajikistan. We are so happy that we join such kind of conference.
Join us and be part of the international movement. AIBPM. Innovate, collaborate, inspire.
Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Anagung Gede Satya Utama from Erlangga University, Indonesia. It was an honor to be a keynote speaker at the 2025 Bali International Conference of Project Management. I would like to extend my warmest congratulations to AIBPM for successfully organizing this outstanding international conference. The Bali ICPM continues to serve as an important platform for global scholars and researchers to exchange ideas, strengthen academic collaboration, and inspire innovative research in project management and related fields. My appreciation also goes to the organizing committee and all participants for your dedication and valuable contribution. Congratulations once again to AIBPM, wishing you continued success and even greater achievement in the future. Thank you.
Hi, this is Dr. Karimita Mitra from Western Community College Study. I'm really grateful to Association of International Business and Professional Management for cordially inviting me to the International Conference on Project Management at Bali 2025. It had been a great honor to be a keynote speaker at such a wonderful conference. I wish them good luck and I expect many more such conferences in future. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Miguel Cordova. I am Associate Professor at the Business School in Tecnológico de Monterrey, Mexico. Congratulations to the AIBPM community for the wonderful organization of the 2025 Bali ICPM conference. It was truly an honor for me to participate as keynote speaker in the conference, and I wish you the best ahead in the future. Thank you very much for everything.
Salam Sejahtera, I'm Associate Professor Dr. Daisy Kim Wei Ho from UC Science Malaysia. I'm also AIBPM Country Director for Malaysia. Congratulations to AIBPM for the excellence organizations of the 2025 Bali International Conference of Project Management, ICPM. This event is well coordinated, impactful, and truly reflective of AIBPM commitment to academic excellence and international collaborations. It's my honor to contribute as one of the keynote speakers in this conference and to witness the professionalism and the dedications of the entire organizing team. Wishing AIBPM continued growth and even greater success in the years ahead. Once again, I would like to thank AIBPM for your commitment and your support and contributions to the academic community. Thank you.
Hi everyone, this is Dr. Shaina from Sandeep University. So here I would like to extend my heartiest and warmest congratulations to each and every one of you plus AIBPM for successfully organizing this Bali International Conference. And yes, this conference was a great platform for all the academicians, for all the professionals, for all the scholars as well, because it gave us a chance to collaborate with each other. Many thanks to the organizing committee for their full dedication and professional. Many congratulations to everyone. Well done.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Shalom, Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, Salam Kebajikan. Ladies and gentlemen, before we start the conference, and in order to avoid any noisy sound during the conference, I would like to ask you to stay muted and please rename your Zoom's display name accordingly to your role. For presenters, please add letter R followed by your room's number and your full name. For session chairs, please add SC in the beginning, followed by R with your room's number and your full name. Thank you. Good morning, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 2025 Bali International Conference of Project Management with the theme of Cultural Intelligence in Global Management, Bridging Diversity and Strategy, proudly hosted by Association of International Business and Professional Management. Thank you so much for taking your time to be here. My name is Dandi Bayu Firdaus, and it's my absolute pleasure to be your Master of Ceremonies for today's conference. And before we begin today's program, allow me to warmly greet our honorable guests who are joining us here today, and we are delighted to welcome participants from across the globe, such as Indonesia, Malaysia, China, India, Pakistan, Iraq, Nigeria, and more. It is our privilege to introduce our distinguished guest joining us today, Dr. Liem, the President of AIBPM, Mrs. Ira Christiana, the Vice President of AIBPM, and Dr. I Gusti Ngurah Bagus Gunadi, SAMM, as the Dean of Faculty of Economics and Business from Mahasaraswati Denpasar University. And we are also joined by our esteemed distinguished guests, presenters, lecturers, and fellow participants. Today, we are honored to have a lineup of insightful presentation from distinguished speakers who will share their expertise and perspective to enrich our understanding and spark meaningful discussion of cultural intelligence in global management, bridging diversity and strategy. Also, I would like to express our sincere appreciation to the Faculty of Economics and Business, Mahasaraswati Denpasar University, Indonesia, the Faculty of Economics and Business, Warmadewa University, Indonesia, the Faculty of Economics and Business from Palangkaraya University, Indonesia, the Faculty of Economic and Business from Nusantara PGRI University, Kediri, Indonesia, and from Accounting Department, Faculty of Economic and Business, Brawijaya University, Indonesia, for their valuable support in making this conference possible. Now, ladies and gentlemen, before we start the session, I would like to invite all of us to listen to the Indonesia National Anthem, Indonesia Raya. Next, I would like to invite all of you to watch the AIBPM and FEB Unmas profile video.
Welcome to AIBPM, the Association of International business and professional management.
We connect academics, professionals, and students worldwide.
Through international conferences, workshops, publications, and global projects, with more than 5,600 members and partnerships across leading universities. IBPM is building a strong global network in education, business, and professional management.
Hi, my name is Roland Perdana. I think this is very good opportunity to join this conference.
Hello, my name is Ferry Prastia. I am very happy to join this international seminar with IBPM, and this is a good impression for me to enrich my knowledge.
Hello, my name is Sardika. I'm from Tajikistan. We are so happy that we join such kind of conference.
Join us and be part of the international movement. AIBPM. Innovate, collaborate, inspire.
Over generations, business and economy have been the pillars of life that support the advancement of living standards and civilization. Considering the importance of this, in 1980, in the city of Denpasar, Bali, which is famous for its healthy and rapid economic growth, the Faculty of Economic and Business, Universitas Mas Saraswati Denpasar, or also known as FEB Unmas Denpasar, was established. In line with its vision to become an excellent, culturally oriented, entrepreneurial, and globally recognized faculty, FEB Unmas Denpasar always provide professional and competent lecturers and staffs in their respective fields. The Faculty of Economic and Business at Unmas Denpasar offers 5 accredited study programs, namely the Bachelor of Accounting, the Master of Accounting, the Bachelor of Management, the Master of Management, and the Doctoral of Management study program.
The Faculty of Economics and Business is one of the faculties in University of Mas Saraswati Denpasar, which is fostered by PR Saraswati Foundation. The Faculty of Economics and Business aims to establish a healthy university management system with a commitment to excellent service, enabling the achievement of understanding, learning quality that produce high-quality graduates with strong character, integrity, and national and international competitiveness. We also aim to develop an entrepreneurship ecosystem that is creative, innovative, independent, and willing to take risks. In addition, our other objectives are to produce high-quality research and community service that can respond to evolving dynamics of global stakeholder preference, implement institutional governance to ensure sustainable quality development, and also establish sustainable and value-added collaboration with internal and external stakeholders.
optimal learning process. FEB Unmas also provides adequate facilities ranging from classrooms, auditorium, reading room, meeting room, to conference room. There are also various public facilities such as public spaces and campus services. To improve the quality of its graduates, FEB Unmas continues to actively establish good partnerships with various national and international institutions. FEB Unmas Denpasar also fully supports their students in various students' organizations under the auspices of Student Executive Board and Student Representative Council. Due to the quality and professionalism of its learning system, FEB Unmas Denpasar has successfully achieved various proud accomplishments and has published journals and scientific works. As a form of implementing the Tridharma Perguruan Tinggi, which includes education, research, and community service, FEB Unmas Denpasar continues to actively engage in community service and social work.
I am very proud to study at Faculty Economics and Business University Mahasaraswati Denpasar. The facilities and staff are excellent and truly support students in maximize their learning experience. I have gained a wealth of knowledge and valuable experience that I can implement in the future. Thank you, Faculty Economics and Business University Mahasaraswati Denpasar.
I have gained extensive knowledge of business and economy during my study at Faculty Economy and Business University Mahasaraswati Denpasar. This has boosted my confidence in advancing the professional world or pursuing entrepreneurship in the future. In my opinion, the competent rector has played a significant role in supporting the learning process at Faculty Economy and Business University Mahasaraswati Denpasar.
Integrity, professional, humanity. Smart decision, brighter future.
Thank you. Now, we will continue with a special segment featuring greetings and congrats messages from our keynote speakers of the 2025 Bali International Conference of Project Management. Please enjoy the video.
Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Agung Gede Satya Utama from Erlangga University, Indonesia. It was an honor to be a keynote speaker at the 2025 Bali International Conference of Project Management. I would like to extend my warmest congratulations to AIBPM for successfully organizing this outstanding international conference. The Bali ICPM continues to serve as an important platform for global scholars and researchers to exchange ideas, strengthen academic collaboration, and inspire innovative research in project management and related fields. My appreciation also goes to the organizing committee and all participants for your dedication and valuable contribution. Congratulations once again to AIBPM, wishing you continued success and even greater achievement in the future. Thank you.
Hi, this is Dr. from Western Community College Study. I'm really grateful to Association of International Business and Professional Management for cordially inviting me to the International Conference on Project Management at Bali 2025. It had been a great honor to be a keynote speaker at such a wonderful conference. I wish them good luck and I expect many more such conferences in future. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Miguel Córdoba. I am Associate Professor at the Business School in Tecnológico de Monterrey, Mexico. Congratulations to the AIBPM community for the wonderful organization of the 2025 Bali ICPM conference. It was truly an honor for me to participate as keynote speaker in the conference, and I wish you the best ahead in the future. Thank you very much for everything.
Salam sejahtera. I'm Associate Professor Dr. Daisy Kim Wei Hong from UC Science Malaysia. I'm also AIBPM Country Director for Malaysia. Congratulations to AIBPM for the excellence organizations of the 2025 Bali International Conference of Project Management, ICPM. This event is well coordinated, impactful, and truly reflective of AIBPM commitment to academic excellence and international collaborations. It's my honor to contribute as one of the keynote speakers in this conference and to witness the professionalism and the dedications of the entire organizing team. Wishing AIBPM continued growth and even greater success in the years ahead. Once again, I would like to thank AIBPM for your commitment and your support and contributions to the academic community. Thank you.
Hi everyone, this is Dr. Shaina from Sandeep University. So here I would like to extend my heartiest and warmest congratulations to each and every one of you plus AIBPM for successfully organizing this Bali International Conference. And yes, this conference was a great platform for all the academicians, for all the professionals, for all the scholars as well, because it gave us a chance to collaborate with each other. And yes, many thanks to the organizing committee for their full dedication and professionalism as well. Many congratulations to everyone. Well done.
Thank you very much. Now, please welcome Dr. Liem as the President of AIBPM to deliver the opening speech for the 2025 Bali ICPM. Dr. Liem, the time is yours.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, all the guests, keynote speaker, colleagues, and participants around the world. This is a great honor to welcome you to the 2025 Bali ICPM. On the behalf of IBPM, I would like to extend my deepest gratitude to your presence and participation in this hybrid conference, workshop, and also international gathering. Currently, there is 304 participants from around the world, such as Indonesia, Malaysia, China, Bulgaria, Mexico, Canada, India, and many other countries who have joined online and offline. First, allow me to extend my appreciation to all the keynote speakers who have supported this conference. Dr. Saina Arora of India, Dr. Anak Agung Gede Satya from Indonesia, Dr. Desi Kim Hui from Malaysia, Dr. Parimita Amotra from India, Canada, Dr. Gilbert from Philippines, Dr. Kan Hui from Malaysia. Thank you so much for your support, your contribution, and thank you so much for sharing your expertise with our global academic community today. I also would like to say thank you for an appreciation for our co-host, Universitas Mahasiswa Bali. Thank you so much for your strong partnerships and continued support to make this event success. Thank you so much for the supporting institution, Universitas Khairun, Universitas Mahwadewa, Universitas Brawijaya, Muhammadiyah, and many other supporting institutions that I cannot mention one by one. Thank you so much for your collaboration and your trust. Thank you for the IBPM committee members and also the volunteer, MC, moderators, section chair. Thank you so much for support. Without you, this conference cannot be happened. So, ladies and gentlemen, this year the theme is about cultural intelligence in the global management, reaching diversity and strategy. This theme is reflect the increasing need for the organization to embrace the diversity and foster the global understandings. In this rapid world, cultural intelligence absolutely is not the option, but this is a strategic capability. So before I begin this conference, I pleased to share important announcement from the IBPM. In 2026, we will officially have established the annual IBPM membership program. This is a special initiative designed for support researchers, academic, and professionals worldwide. Through these annual memberships, participants will enjoy exclusive conference discount, priority rate, and access to the free IBPM conference per year. Members will receive 2 free publications, along the opportunity to be the keynote speakers, reviewers, and editors for our upcoming event. In addition, we also open opportunity for university institutions to become the co-host and supporting institution for IBPM conference in 2026, which be held in many countries and also cities, such as Vietnam, Malaysia, Thailand, Malang, Yogyakarta, Bandung, Makassar, Manado, and Bali. We welcome all the university to be the partner and join this co-host program. So today we gather not only as researchers, academics, and professionals, but as a global community with a shared mission to create knowledge, strengthen collaboration, and contribute to the better management practice for the future. I hope this conference become meaningful space for learning, exchange ideas, building long-term international partnership. May you gain a new insight, new networking, a new opportunity throughout today, online conference, and also tomorrow offline conference. Once again, thank you so much for joining 2025 Bali ICPM. I wish you have a fruitful and inspiring conference. Thank you so much and enjoy this conference.
Thank you for the wonderful speech, Dr. Liem. We are really lucky to have such a great and remarkable people to support this conference. Ladies and gentlemen, we are very pleased to officially announce that the 2025 Bali International Conference of Project Management is now begin. Welcome to the 2025 Bali ICPM. Now, please turn on your camera so we can have photos together with all participants. I think Miss Alisa will take over for a while for this documentation session. Go ahead, Miss Alisa.
Thank you, Mr. Gandhi. So for our participants, please turn on your camera so we can take photos together. Okay, for the gallery one, please get ready on 3, 2, 1. And then the next gallery, please turn on your camera. I will wait for a second. Then 3, 2, 1. And then for the next gallery, please turn on your camera. 3, 2, 1. Thank you. And then the next gallery, please get ready and turn on your camera. 3, 2, 1. And then for the next gallery, 3, 2, 1. And then for the last gallery, please get ready and turn on your camera. On 3, 2, 1. All right, thank you so much for all participants. Mr. Demi, you can continue the session.
Thank you so much, Miss Alisa, for the documentation session. So, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to invite you to share the photos taken during the event on your Instagram and use the hashtag of 2025 ICPM, hashtag info AIBPM, and hashtag info for academia. Also, don't forget to follow us on Instagram at AIBPM.conference and subscribe to our channel at AIBPM Talk Series, where you can stay updated on our events, publication opportunities, and watch recording from our conference. At long last, ladies and gentlemen, this is the time for me to introduce the keynote speakers for today's conference. Our keynote speakers are, the first one is Miguel Ignacio Cordova Espinoza, PhD, from Tecnológico de Monterrey, Mexico. The second keynote speakers today is Dr. Parinita Malhotra from Western Community College, Canada. The third of our keynote speakers today is Associate Professor Dr. Daisy Ki Mui Hung from University Science Malaysia. And the fourth one of our keynote speakers today is Dr. Saina Arora from Chandigarh University, India. And the last one is Dr. Ana Agung Gede Satya Utama from University of Erlangga, Indonesia. In order to start the conference, please welcome our moderator today, Mr. Sandeep Deobhakta. Mr. Sandeep, go ahead. You can take over the session today. Dr. Sandeep, can you hear my voice?
Okay, thank you. Sorry, took a while to get unmuted. Terima kasih, Mr. Dandy.
Thank you so much.
Selamat pagi, good morning, welcome to today's session. My name is Sandeep Deobhakta and I will be your moderator for this event. Before we begin, allow me to share a few guidelines and to introduce our esteemed keynote speaker lineup. With regard to the rules, just a few housekeeping items. All online participants will be muted during the presentation. There will be a Q&A session after the keynote speakers finish their presentations. We will do a quick question after each presentation, and then we have hopefully more time for questions after all the presentations have been done. We choose the questions and the suggestions. And for keynote speakers, there is a request. After completing your presentations, we kindly invite you to join the breakout room provided by the organizers to share a short testimonial about the conference. That will just take 1 or 2 minutes, and our MC will be there to guide you through the process. Before I start, I would like to inform you that each keynote speaker has 30 minutes to present and a brief Q&A just after, and questions and answers at the end after everyone's finished their presentation sessions. So without further ado, let's get started with our first speaker, and it's an absolute pleasure to introduce Dr. Miguel Ignacio Cordova Espinoza, PhD, Tecnológico de Monterrey, Mexico. Welcome, Dr. Miguel. The floor is yours.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the presentation. It's always wonderful to contribute and being here with the AIBPM community. I have a 13-hour difference. I'm 13 hours before you. So in case you notice some kind of tiredness or something like that, but I'm very happy to be here with you all. So let me share my screen. Okay, here we go. Okay, first of all, thank you so much for the invitation. Thank you so much. It's great to see my dear friend and colleague, Dr. Daisy Key here. And also, thank you so much, Professor Liem, for all the considerations and invitation as well. So my topic for today is about business elites. And the title is Business Elites, How They Are Reproducing and Wielding Power. So actually, it's not an easy topic when we talk about power, because it's a little bit controversial, also sometimes misunderstood. But we're going to talk about how business elites can actually wield power, but most important, how they can actually are constantly reproducing with the specific patterns, with the specific characteristics. Okay, so let's go there. In the 17th century, European aristocracy widely used intermarriage, strategic alliances, and selective access to resources to preserve their power. But of course, from 17th century to now, something have changed, right? Things are a little bit different now. Now it's global; it's not only Europe. My first question for this for this talk is: who really runs the global economy? When we try to imagine who really could be in charge of the global economy, we could think about governments, because they have the power of regulation and so on. We could think about also markets when we talk about capitalism system, or we can talk about innovation. The most innovative firms or people. Also, we can talk about top performing firms, firms that have high performance, top performance, in their industries. And also we can talk about efficiency, cost reduction and all the managerial stuff that we are get used to. But when we take a deeper look at this, at actually what happens in the global economy, we can see that actually there is something different that actually is happening in the global economy. So we just find some phenomena, some organizational phenomena that actually are really hard to explain for us, I mean, and I love this kind of controversial topics. You know, why do toxic people get promoted? Because I was doing some research in this kind of unexpected. I don't know if unexpected would be the proper word, but yeah, some things that actually we can't understand, and some things, some phenomena that actually are not following the logic or the reason that we are used to think about, right? I mean, when we study business and management, we are usually talking about efficiency and top performance, and international trade and good performance and so on. So, I mean, but why this kind of things could happen, right? Why do toxic people get promoted? And then we can find that there's a bunch of literature about the same topic, this kind of unexplicable phenomena, unexplicable things that actually happen, but they are not following the same logic or reason that we think that how things should be, right? Um, I I don't know if you read about it. This is an economist in Latin America, Jose Ugas. He has a wonderful book that is The Great Corruption, and he talk about how corruption has a bigger scale now, not just inside countries, but actually it's like a transnational corruption, right? And this kind of movement, the global movement as transnational corruption, moves beyond national borders through international collaborative efforts um, between governments and private sectors and civil society sectors and so on. So this is another thing that actually challenged our reason and our logic, right? Because we were we were trying to deal with this focus of corruptions inside countries, but actually this is something bigger now in a bigger scale. So even our greatest efforts to contain how power's course should follow, we find that actually power naturally reorganizes itself. So it's like a living thing. This when we talk about power, okay, and finds the way. I mean, always finding the way to emerge and prevail. We can see this same phenomena or the same unexplicable, uh, um, phenomena when we talk about big tech companies, for instance. Every time power is dispersed, regulated, or disrupted, it reorganizes itself. Because when we saw this situation in big tech corporations, how they thrive and how they would be able to manage or to lobby against antitrust laws. Also, how banks, big financial institutions, were able to survive and to thrive and to actually get bigger than before, right after the 2008 global financial crisis. So, these things are actually challenging the way that we perceive how the world should be. Okay, so that after all this phenomenon, we can see that actually power finds the way to endure or to prevail, and that's very interesting in terms of research. So suddenly we can see that actually we could be living in some kind of matrix. As you know, if you have seen this movie, but actually this is a wonderful movie about what is reality and what is not reality, right? So if we are constantly seeing some organizational phenomena that challenge the things that's supposed to be, or the things that how they should be in real, for real, right? They constantly are challenging our logic and our reason. So there is something behind that, and there, of course, there would be something behind that actually is very worthy for us to know and to understand what is happening behind. And I like very much this quote from Dr. Dachel Kellner. He's a very good colleague from University of Berkeley in California, the US. And he says, power paradox might be the central puzzle of human life. I mean, he's referring here to power paradox when we know that power is important for managing organizations, for leading countries, for leading big global movements towards transformational changes. But actually, at the same time, I mean, it's not only important and useful, but also at the same time, it could be dangerous because actually power could be behind this kind of unexplicable actions or unexplicable results that we are constantly seeing in daily life. So, what's beyond logic and reason then? Power is. Just as an example, globally, fewer than 0.0001% of firms control over 40% of international trade flows. So that is quite an asymmetry, right? This also is challenging our logic, but I'm pretty sure that these numbers are could be. I mean, they are not so strange for you, right? I mean, we know that we have this kind of asymmetry in terms of economic power in the world. So it is actually globalization. That's a very good question also. We are developing actually concentrated globalization instead. So I would like to highlight here that this is the first myth that we consider to be broken by elites, by business elites. This actually, it's not globalization. I mean, we are constantly talking about globalization phenomena, but actually this is not so much globalized action, right? We are actually concentrating in different nodes in the world a power, okay? Then we also tend to think that global economy is driven by competition. Traditional capitalist systems as capitalist system should work tell us that it's a free market, a free competitive market, right? But actually, most of clusters, these business elites are actually cooperating among them. So cooperation among elites beats competition almost every time. And this is quite documented in the literature. So it's very interesting how we can say something actually and how we can defend the system that is actually not working as it should be. Okay, so this is the second myth that we could consider broken by business elites. That is competition. We are actually not competing, right? We are trying to collaborate. We are trying to cooperate to uh, improve specific conditions in some countries, in some industries, and so on. So this could be the second myth broken by business elites. So at the first place, we were talking about globalization, and it's not so globalized. We are concentrating the globalization, and then we were talking about competition, and actually just not competing, but cooperation among these huge clusters or big business elites. Okay, so in our way to understand how power is actually working, I mean, we should also mention another a very clear example about what is happening with power. Power can't be totally contained. Every time that power was, people were trying to contain or to control power. I mean, its elusive nature allows it to take the shape it wants. So no matter the action taken against it, according to the literature, according to the examples that we have, power constantly reorganizes itself and find its way to endure. And this is another example that I was talking to you about. When we have these hierarchical organizations, big hierarchical organizations, with different levels and too many levels, vertical ones, and we have on the other side these flat organizations. So people tend to think that flat organizations are better, that they have, of course, because they have not a so strict chain of command, and they have not a specific hierarchy. Perhaps so pretty much all the people are the same, so they have the same positions and so on. But this sense of equalitarian positions, it could be a trick and it could be a trap, because according to the literature, according to research, when we have these flat organizations, they pretty much almost all the time, there is some kind of informal leader that actually emerges in this kind of flat organizations. So we have different leaders, informal leaders that actually they are emerging in different areas or functions or projects, and they are exerting power because of this informal leadership inside the organization. And when you think that you have a flat organization, actually you haven't. You have a flat organization in your draw of your organizational structure, but you have different leaders, informal leaders that actually exerting informal power. And according to research, to gain control of this kind of flat organizations is more expensive actually than gaining a well control of a hierarchical organization. So that's wonderful because it's actually challenging the way that that things should be at some point, as we were saying before, right? It's the same contrary logic, or it's actually the challenging our logic and our reason again. And this is a wonderful quote again from Wright Mills: "The powers of ordinary men, and I'm going to underline this: ordinary men. I mean, the powers of ordinary men are circumscribed by the everyday worlds they inhabit. But even within these circles of work, family, and neighborhood, they often seem swept along by forces they cannot understand or control. So there's some forces, specific forces that actually people." Normal people, we can't. We sometimes we are not able to see or to understand or even control. But anyway, major changes lie beyond their control. Yet they nonetheless influence their behavior and perspective. So actually, we are under these huge forces that actually having a lot of impact in our lives, but we cannot sometimes understand or control. And I have some examples, and I'm going quickly with them. We have this specific business elites, the Special Conference Committee, founded in 1919 by John D. Rockefeller, and we have huge companies affiliated to this Special Conference Committee, and this is very important. Take a look at this. I mean, its purpose was to handle specific issues such as minority rights, but also to control and to have a special influence in labor regulations, financial and economic power through international representation. We have another example from the United States, founded in 1885, the American Economic Association. And actually, this is very interesting because this is an academic association, but it's also very interesting to see that its leadership was being dominated by only 6 institutions: Harvard, MIT, Chicago, Columbia, Stanford, and Princeton. So we are actually talking a closed circle here. Then we have the Business Roundtable also in the United States, 1972. About 240 CEOs that actually are affiliated with this Business Roundtable. This is very famous, I think. And take a look at the reason for its existence. I mean, actively lobbies the government on issues such as trade, tax, and regulations, of course, because they are trying to exert their power as a group, as an elite, to try to influence different phenomena that actually, when they happen, we can understand that they are behind, this actions or projects or regulations or investments and so on. So I think we're getting to it, right? I mean, the Order of the Sun, this is in Peru, founded in 1821. I mean, the oldest civilian decoration in America, but it was suppressed in 1825 due to power abuses in society. I mean, business elites were constantly the focus of this kind of accusations, right, of power abuses. What else? In Poland, we have the PKN, Orlen Energy and Petrochemical Cluster. I mean, Orlen dominates not only Poland, but actually a part of Europe. And actually, it influences supply chain in the region, investments flows, energy policy in the region, and the development of related industrial hubs in Eastern Europe. So this is a very, very important example about what we are talking in terms of having power to exert influence in different phenomena that actually normal people can understand what they happened. Okay. In Uruguay, the forestry and pulp cluster, for instance, is a big, huge one. I mean, it's not only huge, of course, in the country, but also in the region, because it has a lot of influence in regional development in terms of those industries, and it's able to shape trade profiles. That's also very important to highlight. In Brazil, we have the Embraer Aerospace Cluster, more than 100 companies in areas like engineering, avionics, and logistics. They are affiliated to this cluster. And this is very important as well. I mean, its ecosystem shapes the technology trajectory of the region. I mean, this business elite are actually exerting influence on how the aviation industry is going to shape during the years in the region, in Latin America. This is very important to know. And in Italy, we have the Motor Valley Luxury Automotive. I mean, you know these brands, Ferrari, Lamborghini, Ducati. They are actually exerting a lot of power in terms of technological standards, supply chain coordination, high-skilled labor demands, because they need to shape local industry dynamics according to the industry needs, but not only to the industry needs, but also to their companies and brand needs in terms of luxury, engineering, innovation, and so on. Okay. Okay, but to understand, I mean, the nature of power is not enough to know about business elites. I mean, business elites are one thing, but actually to fully understand this phenomenon, it's very important to know how they reproduce, how business elites are constantly reproducing and actually being vigilant of how they can reproduce and how they wield power over time. You know, this is something different. So I would like to take you back in time. Okay, take you back in time for a little bit. Do you remember when you were studying your natural sciences courses in college, you know, in the school? Natural sciences, or perhaps it was biology, you know, when we talk about the binary fission process. Remember that? You know, the reproduction of cells, but actually it also applies for the reproduction of bacteria, okay? So when we talk about binary fission, we can see that we have a parent cell, you know, this original one, then the DNA duplicates and try to separate the cell that was before, and also the ecosystem. It's ecosystem for each of the parts gets separated, and then finally in the fourth stage, we have two cells identically to the first one, right? This is binary fission. This is something very, I mean, natural, of course, and very well known by you, I suppose. But business elites are reproducing the same way as binary fission, as cells with binary fission. So for instance, in binary fission, we have the reproduction, the duplication of the DNA. And in business elites, we have this capital transfer. I mean, capital transfer across generations, and not only about economic, cultural, and social capital, but actually they are transferring generation by generation values and behavior. And I think that is more relevant because values and behavior help them to keep the same mindset across generations. In terms of the literature, we know that we can see the concentration of economic power and how the concentration of economic power can actually lead to political power, to have a political power and be able to exert, to provoke some changes in the regulation because that political power, okay? And of course, we know that all the family interactions that we usually have when we talk about big family business groups. Second stage, I mean, in binary fission, it takes place in a controlled and secure environment for the cell duplication process. I mean, the process must be reliable, must be clean, you know. But in business elites, what we have is that the social process. I mean, the social game, as I like to name it, that takes place in exclusive locations. But it's pretty much the same, right? We have for binary fission, we have a proper ecosystem for duplication process, and in business elites, we have exclusive schools, we have social clubs, religious factions, and residential circles. I mean, different exclusive locations that actually serve business elites for duplication. And what we have in the literature, I mean, I don't know if you are aware of this study. There's a wonderful study that says, I'm sorry? Okay. What school are you from? And this is a typical question, you know, from in some specific social circles, because according to the school that you are from, I mean, some people can trace all your background behind. According to the social spheres or social status or how much money you have and so on. So actually, this is not only a usual question, but actually an uncomfortable one, right? And we can see there that these business elites are actually using the same exclusive schools, the same social clubs to get together, to create new families, and so on. Also, there is a wonderful study from Professor Michael Useem in Wharton Business School in the United States that he found that most of the business elites are actually using social clubs to share more than business advices. They are actually sharing reproduction opportunities in terms of marriages, you know, and partnerships and social activities and so on. Third, in binary fission, the duplication process require favorable conditions, favorable drivers such as protection, nutrients, and temperature. I mean, this is also biology. But in business elites, closed labor markets focus on welcoming specific surnames. It is pretty much the same again, right? Because we have these closed labor markets that people are constantly asking you where school you come from, but also what is your surname, and according to the surname they can actually also trace your background. I mean, also the birthplace. I mean, where did you born, or if you are alumni for a prestigious school or university, and so on. So again, favorable conditions, you know, favorable drivers for you to reproduce in binary fission, the cell reproduction, but also the reproduction of business elites. And what we have in the literature, we have corporate networks. I mean, corporate networks have we found the same surname in, I don't know, perhaps countries have been led by four or five, only 4 or 5 surnames in the country that have the stronger and the most important connections in the corporate network. So this is very important. I mean, we usually think that presidents, in terms of government, run the economy in a country, or sometimes we can think about multinational corporations, but actually it's not. It's sometimes it's not, you know. Sometimes it's our specific families, specific surnames that actually have the higher power of influence and centrality within these corporate networks. And of course, I mean, board of directors are for popular demand. This is the favorite mechanisms of how they can cooperate. Remember that business elites were cooperating instead of competing, right? Board of directors is the arena, the arena where they actually can cooperate between different companies, and they can exert a lot of influence and power in the country through the board of directors. Okay.
Dr. Miguel, about 2 minutes, if that's okay.
Oh yeah, I'm just finished. So thank you very much. Thank you very much. This was my talk for today. And here you have my email if you have any this topic that you want to discuss later. So thank you very much.
Dr. Miguel, thank you very much. If you hadn't told us, I would have thought you're doing this at breakfast. You don't look tired at all. But before I go to questions, can I just share your profile very quickly and then get into the questions, Dr. Miguel?
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
So, Dr. Miguel Cordova is Associate Professor at the Department of Management and Leadership Business School at Tecnológico de Monterrey, Mexico. He holds a PhD in Strategic Management and Sustainability, and his research interests are power and influence, sustainability, development, strategy, global supply chains, blue economy, and economic democracy. He serves as chair of teaching and education SIG of the Academy of International Business, AIB, as vice chair at AIB LAC chapter, as associate editor at the International Journal of Sustainability in Higher Education, Emerald Publishing, and as member of the Expert Council for Economic Democracy of the European Union. Dr. Miguel, one of the questions that we have, and particularly given the neighborhood that you're in, is how do modern business elites reproduce power differently compared to historical elite groups, and particularly in the most recent context of your neighborhood, particularly?
Thank you. Thank you very much for the question. I think the topic of the reproduction of business elites have changed over time, but only in the mechanisms that they use, but not in the main objective. The main objective, I think, remain the same. The main objective for this reproduction is to keep control and power and keep resources. According to the literature, there is a wonderful scholar in Harvard Business School that is Professor Julie Batilana. He argues that the reason for a person or for an organization to have more power is to attain more resources. So actually, the main source of power then is to have different valuable resources. Okay, so business elites are trying to keep these resources over time and increase them in different ways, right? So perhaps many years ago, many decades ago, marriage could be the best option to do this, and actually family contracts and so on, in different ways at that time. But nowadays, we can see that business elites sometimes are pretty much involved with corruption scenarios, and also how they can control strategic industries such as energy, or the financial institutions and so on. So I think the mechanisms on how they can reproduce its power, they have changed. But the main reason to do that, it's pretty much the same over time. And it's very interesting to see how this the main message that we can receive from business elites is that actually this is an open system, okay? That actually when you, when you achieve some specific milestones, you can be part of it, right? And that's why I was putting this image of Matrix movie, because this is actually not so much real, right? When you approach the business elites, when all the credentials, sometimes you can actually receive one single question: which school you come from, or which is your, birth origin, or place, origin place of birth, or you can ask about your surname, and that's it. Then this business elites gets close, and it's quite hard for people to enter or be part of that, of those business elites. And don't forget that business elites in the world are pretty much responsible for the main decisions in the economic sphere.
Thank you, Dr. Miguel. One last question before we let you go. I know it's late in the evening there, but how can cultural intelligence help global managers navigate power concentration and elite influence in international business ecosystems?
That's a wonderful question, and of course, taking advantage of the theme of the conference now, you know, it's I think it's very important for managers around the world because we know that international operations are quite common now. So it's very important for managers, global managers, to develop these intercultural skills, this um, intercultural intelligence, intercultural skills, cross-cultural management, uh, for them to understand. I mean, perhaps it's not so important if we can talk about being part of these business elites or not. I mean, we know that it's quite complicated sometimes, but that's not the point. That's not the main question, I think. I mean, for global managers, the main question is to understand how power is wielded by these business elites and how these business elites are reproducing this power for global managers to be able to navigate this kind of environment, right? If they are actually able to see that it's not the SMEs, it's not the small and medium enterprises that actually lead in the global economy in terms of decision making. It's not SMEs, small and medium enterprises, that actually influencing regulation in countries or in regions. If they are able to see this, the main drivers that are not in normal companies or multinational companies or small ones, but they are actually behind business elites' influence, they would be able to manage and to negotiate better and to make stronger partnerships, long-term partnership for their businesses, for their economic sectors. I think that's the key, to understand where power is, how it's concentrating, how it's been reproducing, around the world, for global managers to be able to make better decisions for their companies, for their industries, or even for governments if we talk about public management, right?
Thank you very much, Dr. Mikhail. That was really interesting, and thank you for starting us off with a really thought-provoking presentation and discussion. Thank you, and have a great evening.
Thank you very much. You too. Thank you.
If I can welcome and introduce our next keynote speaker, I'm delighted to welcome Dr. Parimita Malhotra from Western Community College, Canada. Dr. Malhotra has more than 23 years of teaching experience at both national and international levels. She has presented numerous papers at various conferences and has also been invited as a keynote speaker on multiple occasions, including this. Currently, she serves as the Vice Chair of the College Research Committee and is an active member of the Canadian Chamber of Commerce. In addition, she has delivered several lectures for government-funded programs showcasing her strong commitment to advancing education and research. Dr. Parimita, the time is yours.
Yeah. Hi. I'm highly thankful to AIBPM for inviting me as a keynote speaker for today's session. I'm really finding your conference very interesting. Just I was listening to the previous keynote speaker, and that was add-on experience, add-on things into my profile also. Like I could gain so many things from what he spoke about. So it seems like your further speakers and further participants also have good knowledge about the topic, and the research is very interesting that these guys are going to share. I'm really grateful for you guys to invite me to such a wonderful session. Thank you, first of all. Moderator Sandeep, I'm really grateful to you for giving such a nice introduction. Thanks to everybody present out over here. So, without taking much time, I'm going to talk about my basically the topic that the conference hold. I'm just going to talk about some basic concepts about it in context to Canada. As you rightly mentioned that I am part of Canadian Chamber of Commerce also, we are having some discussions in daily basis related to our commercial issues related to the growth of economy of Canada. Before coming to Canada 3 years back, I was also in India. I had worked with different institutions. I have been working with different economies over there. The committees meant for discussing the economies of the country. So I hold some experience. I won't say much experience, but yes, I do hold some experience in understanding the cultural diversity's impact on the business also. So I would like to share my experience in context to Canada firstly. Let me share my screen now. I hope it's visible.
Yes, it is.
Okay, thank you. So, yes. So basically, I'm going to talk about cultural intelligence in global management, bridging the diversity and strategy, which is a basic theme of the conference also. Coming to the topic, let me talk about cultural intelligence in Canada. We all know Canada is such a country where the people are migrating from different part of the world. They are not meant only from Asian countries, from European country. Throughout the world, there are different communities who are residing in Canada. People come here as sometimes on student visa or work permits, then they get converted to PRs and citizens in Canada. Now, this cultural intelligence in Canada basically is a crucial skill in global management, especially in multicultural environments like Canada. It refers to the ability to understand, the respect, and effectively interact with people from different cultural backgrounds. In context of Canada, a country known for its diversity and inclusive policies, CQ becomes a core competency for managers, leaders operating in global and multicultural settings because they have to understand different cultures. If I take my own example, when I started working in Canada, my employer were of different community. I belong to a different community. My manager had to bridge up that gap between those community, understanding us also to make us participate in the things, to make us more comfortable into the environment. So, understanding Canadian multicultural context, Canada's workforce is amongst the most diverse in the world, with immigrants playing a major role in its economy. Global managers in Canada often lead team composed of individuals from different ethnicities, languages, and cultural traditions. Culturally intelligent leaders can recognize these differences and leverage them as strengths rather than barriers. The example can be a manager who understands the collectivist value common in Asian cultures versus individual values common in Western cultures can tailor motivation and communication strategies to fit team dynamics. For understanding that, sometimes the managers work according to Maslow's theories also, they work according to Herzberg motivation theories also, the enhancing communication and collaboration. Now, communication is again a different barrier because currently, let me not come only to my research or come only to my topic. Currently, I'm in Hong Kong. I am here to deliver one session in one of the conference of Hong Kong Polytechnic University Impact 2025. And when I came to Hong Kong from Canada, what I'm facing here is communication barrier. People here, common people, even the people sitting at managerial positions, people sitting at higher level, don't understand English comfortably. They are more Chinese people, they communicate in Chinese. It becomes difficult to even make a cab person understand where you want to go. So communication plays an important role and it helps you in collaborations also. Cultural intelligence helps leaders navigate different communication styles, direct versus indirect, formal versus informal, high context versus low context communication. In Canadian organizations, recognizing, adapting these differences reduces the misunderstanding and fosters collaboration. For instance, understanding that silence in meeting might indicate respect or contemplation. It can help to avoid misinterpretation, promoting inclusion and equity. Culturally intelligent management supports diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives by ensuring that decisions, policies, and leadership practices are inclusive. Managers with high CQ ensures voices from all cultural backgrounds are heard and valued, helping create a psychologically safe workplace. Now, global competitiveness. If we want to compete in throughout the world, culture there also plays an important role. Diversity also plays an important role. Improving the global competitiveness in global business operations, leaders with high cultural intelligence can bridge international gaps, coordinating with partners, clients, and suppliers from different countries effectively. Now, if I talk about the institution where I'm working, they are also having students from different part of the world, but they have to coordinate, they have to tie up in different part of the world, different countries, where they need to even understand the culture of those students who are coming to our country. Canadian companies with culturally intelligent leaders can help products, marketing strategies, and customer service approaches to meet global expectations. Strengthening team performance and innovations. Diverse teams bring multiple perspectives, which often lead to more creative problem solving and innovation. However, diversity alone does not guarantee success. CQ is a bridge that translates cultural differences into synergy. A culturally intelligent manager encourages open mindedness and mutual respect, enabling diverse teams to work cohesively. Because as a manager, you have to understand your team. If you don't understand their culture, if you do not understand their feelings, how will you motivate them? Maslow theory, Herzberg theory has been talking about first understanding the people, then only you can compete in the global aspect. Like when you have different culture people working, every culture has different aspect of working, they have a different criteria of working, they have a different mindset. Firstly, as a manager, you have to understand their global competitiveness. You have to understand their culture also. You have to understand their communications also, whether it is informal or formal way of communication. Developing cultural intelligence in Canadian global management to strengthen CQ in global management, organizations can provide cross cultural training, global leadership development programs, where the managers are given a time to time training to understand other communities also, to understand other cultures also. Encourage cultural awareness activities and employee resource groups. They have to understand the cultural activities, the cultural awareness also, how much aware you guys are. Promote mentoring and exchange programs across different regions or cultural background. Embedded CQ based competencies into leadership evaluations and recruitment. In short, I would like to conclude in Canada's global connected and culturally business environment, cultural intelligence is not a soft skill, it's strategic advantage. By bridging a cultural differences, CQ enables managers to cultivate inclusive teams, foster innovation, and drive organizational success with both Canadian and international context. So, in short, I would like to say that all the companies in Canada, because they have having different multicultural people working out there. Some are very hardworking, some are smart players, some do not understand the culture of Canadian context of working. As a manager first needs to understand them in roots. They have to understand their culture. They have to understand their communication so as to compete in the global market. Currently, Canada, US are again having some problems, and that's also one of the cultural disparity that we have. Tariffs being imposed on Canada. Till now, Canada is such a country where production is very less. They're getting goods, materials, services from other countries. Now, when you have to build your global relationship, the cultural disparity is something which you need to understand. And that's the reason understanding the culture, promoting different cultures, this is one of the contexts. That's why different time to time trainings are given to people sitting at the higher level, especially in the leadership teams. So this is in short I would like to talk about today. I know I had been very brief into it, but I didn't know I had to be so much on a stretch for this session. Yeah, I'm open for the questions, if any.
Thank you, Dr. Parinita. That was very interesting, and you're right. It builds upon the first session with Dr. Miguel, so it's worked really well together. I have a couple of questions. Actually, one is a personal one, Dr. Parinita. I can absolutely relate to what you said because I spent many years working for Manulife, which is a Canadian company, and one of the interesting dynamics that I'd love to get your opinion on is that for many North American companies like Manulife, obviously their book of business in North America is significantly large, but the bulk of their growth now is in Asia. And that creates a new power dynamic as well as nuances in how CQ works and the challenges that it creates, particularly when it comes to the difference in governance regulations across markets. So, what are your thoughts on how these companies like Manulife and other Canadian companies are looking at it and adapting to this new environment?
I can't say they are very active in adapting this new environment because overall, if I say, yeah, Canada is a bit slow into adapting the systems. And when you talk about the companies like Canula or some other companies also, some Asian companies also, Canada is something where the people are not coming from one continent only. They are from different continent, they are from different regions, part of the world. And being that said, that because managers are also from different part of the world, so they are building up, they are filling up this gap, but it's not that I can say okay, yes, they are very good into it. No, they are taking time. Yeah, because trainings are required, and because of what US has done currently, situations in Canada are not same what they were earlier few years back also. Now, again, I can say that yes, because now immigration has slowed down in Canada, might be things will improve up. This gap will also be fixed up. Yeah.
Thank you for that. One more question, and then we have questions right at the end. But this one is about, is improving CQ more effectively achieved through formal training, or does it develop better through direct experiences such as international rotations, cross-cultural mentoring, etc.? And how do you manage the mix?
See, it betters in both a way. Sometimes formal trainings are very important because to understand the culture, first they need a formal training. But yes, I can't say that informal ones are not effective. They are quite more effective because when you are talking informally, you try to understand each other in a much better way compared to a very formal platform. Because in a formal platform, those will be again fixed where you will be talking specifically about few concepts, or you can say some common things. But when I say informal means might be when me and you are also sitting separately, we have a different discussion and more in-depth discussion compared to a formal platform. So having said that, same is a thing here. Always formal training are not that effective. Yes, we do need some informal conversations also between the leaders and the employees. Sometimes between the leaders of different community also need to understand each other culture, and they have to align with each other. Yeah. So it's not only always formal. Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Parinita. I have actually one more question, if I can quickly go to
Sure,
that.
sure.
Related theme, and how can CQ and cultural intelligence help Canadian global managers strengthen DEI practices while addressing new challenges from rising immigration and a multicultural workforce dynamic?
See, to grow, Canada needs to understand the multicultural people also, because there are immigrants not only from one place, they are from so many places. And having said that, some of the culture, they are very hardworking people and they have helped Canada a lot in growing. If personally, when I experienced here in Canada, I felt that most of the Asian people have actually brought growth in Canada. It's not only their own native people, those who have brought, but yes, different parts of the country have grown only because of some specific communities only. And still, Canada has to understand that to bridge up this gap, they have to work further into it. Now, although they have started stopping that much of immigration in country like Canada these days, but that's not the only solution. The problem is to understand it. I have seen people from Japan also here who are very good into technology, and but again, because of these cultural diversities, because of cultural barriers, people are not able to take that much benefit from those communities for what they are meant for. Firstly, when you enter here as a basic immigrant, people are struggling for basic jobs to survive here, because the issue is cultures are not that taken seriously. Yeah, that has to be looked upon.
Thank you very much, Dr. Parinita. I really appreciate that.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. If I can move on to our next speaker, I am especially delighted to welcome Associate Professor Dr. Daisy Kimui Hung from USM Malaysia. And the reason for that is that Dr. Daisy is also my PhD supervisor. So welcome, Dr. Daisy. Before I hand over to her, if I can share her profile. Dr. Daisy is an associate professor at the School of Management, University Sains Malaysia, USM, in Penang, Malaysia. Dr. Daisy holds a PhD in Business and Management from the University of South Australia and an MBA from USM. With an extensive publication record of 109 ISI and Scopus Index journal papers, Dr. Key is recognized for her significant academic contributions. She serves as the country director for both the Association of International Business and Professional Management, AIBPM, in Indonesia, and the Star Scholars Network in the United States. Her expertise is frequently sought after. Her expertise is frequently sought after as a keynote speaker at international conferences. Her exemplary work has earned several prestigious awards, including the Sanggar Sanjung Award and the Publication Excellence Award from USM, as well as the Merdeka Award from the Australia-Malaysia Business Council of South Australia. Her research interests include human resource management, organizational behavior, work values, leadership, organization psychology, and entrepreneurship. Dr. Daisy has shared her expertise globally as an external professor at Qingdao Hengxing University of Science and Technology in China and as a visiting professor at Pusan National University in South Korea. Dr. Daisy holds several prominent editorial roles, including chief editor of the Journal of Community Development in Asia, associate editor of the Journal of Chinese Human Resource Management, and senior editor of Global Business and Organizational Excellence. She is also an Entrepreneurship Fellow 2024-2025 at USM. Welcome, Dr. Daisy.
Mr. Sandeep, thank you so much for your introductions. Okay, good morning, everyone. And salam sejahtera, selamat pagi, distinguished guests, fellow researchers, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I would like to express my sincere appreciations to AIBPM for giving me the golden opportunity to serve as a keynote speaker for this conference. It's truly an honor for me to be here to present my topic, Industry 5.0 meets sustainability, demographic drivers of battery electric vehicle or BEV adoptions in transitions to cleaner energy transportations. This topic, in fact, reflects a promising opportunity, I would say, how Industry 5.0 can drive the next wave of sustainable transformation in the transportation industry. My study explored how the human dimensions, particularly demographic characteristic, influences the adoptions of BEV within the transportation industry, and also in the context of 5.0 and the sustainable development. As the 2025 Bali ICPM conference team focuses on the cultural intelligence in global management, bridging diversity and strategy, this study aligned closely with the 2025 Bali ICPM conference team. Cultural intelligence and demographic diversity affects how different groups perceive emerging technology, sustainable initiative, and environmental responsibility. So understanding these differences is actually important for designing inclusive strategy that encourage behavior adoptions across diverse populations. And that will actually help to ensure the transition to cleaner energy transportations, but also culturally responsive and socially equitable. What is the motivations of the study? As we are aware, today transportation stands as one of the largest contributors to global carbon emissions. According to the International Energy Agency, transportation sector accounts for nearly 1/4 of total carbon dioxide emissions worldwide. It's about 24% in 2015 and 23.3% in 2022. And these are not just numbers. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the wake-up call for us, a call for cleaner mobility. And the transition to cleaner energy transportation is no longer optional. It's an environmental, economic, and social imperative. Around the world, many countries have adopted important policies to support the adoptions of EV, electric vehicle, and decarbonized transportations. Ladies and gentlemen, is there any difference between EV and BEV, electric vehicle and battery electric vehicle? Yes, there is. Okay, EV is any vehicle that use electricity. Okay, be it fully or partially. It could be a hybrid. Okay, so it's called electric vehicle. Whereas EV is a specific, whereas BEV, battery electric vehicle, is a very specific type of EV where BEV runs 100% on electricity. And this study will focus on China leadership in BEV. Why China? Do you know that China is the largest market for BEV in terms of the total sales and also the number of vehicles on the road? Okay, for your informations, China has more than 50% of BEV sold worldwide. And in 2022, China accounted for nearly 60% of the global EV car sales and 40% of light commercial vehicles, and more than 80% of the sales are electric two-wheelers and buses, along with 85% of electric trucks. And China has strong domestic brand. I'm sure you are very familiar with BYD, SAIC, Great Wall. And in the world, China lead by total BEV sales and productions volume. And this study focused on one specific province, that is Guangdong province. And why Guangdong province? Because Guangdong province is a model of innovation and progress. For your information, Guangdong province is a national leader in the cleaner energy transportation movement. It has the largest public EV charging network in the country. Cities like Shenzhen have over 75% of new car registrations, and there are new energy vehicles. Ladies and gentlemen, what does it mean? It means that 3 out of every 4 new cars, they are clean, electric, and also future ready. So in Guangdong, as I mentioned, Guangdong is a model of innovation and progress. So in Guangdong, we are not only witnessing the growth of EV, we are also seeing the rise of green manufacturing, where you can see companies like BYD, GSC, ION, They have lead in terms of the low carbon productions and also the expansions of intelligent transportation system. For example, in Shenzhen, you can see there are AI-driven smart buses. In Guangzhou, you can see digital traffic platform and the development of smart energy infrastructures. And this study, we focus on Industry 5. Okay, Industry 5 is more than the next industrial revolutions, is actually emphasis on human-centric, sustainable, and inclusive technological transitions. Is beyond the automations. Is there any difference between Industry 5 and Industry 4? Yes. Okay, Industry 5 basically emphasizes on the human-centric collaborations and human-centered evolutions. Is a collaborations between human and the intelligent system, whereas Industry 4 focuses on the smart automations. Okay, what is the research gap for this study? In this context, we can see the transition to BEV is not only about technology, it's about people, their age, income, their awareness, their educations, and the people lifestyle. So we believe that these demographic drivers will affect how individuals perceive the value, how they trust the technology, and make the environmentally responsible choices. It's important because different demographic will have distinct needs, resources, and perceptions. So by understanding the differences in terms of the demographics characteristic, policymakers and industry leaders, they can design inclusive and effective sustainability strategy that empower all segments of society to participate and benefit from the green transitions. So we have two key research objectives. The first key research objective, we assess the key technology and feature that will affect the consumer preferences for BEV in China. In the layman term, this is what we want to find out. What actually made people to choose BEV? Is it because of the battery range, or is it because of the charging speed, smart connectivity? These are the questions we are trying to answer to understand what truly drives the adoptions in the age of intelligent mobility. The second research objective, we focus on the demographic pathway analysis. We want to know the true essence of Industry 5 by all the human elements. Okay, we explore how the demographic characteristic, for example, age, gender, income, and educations. Okay, how do these demographic characteristics influence people environmental awareness, their awareness of BEV, and ultimately their intention to purchase? Because sustainable change doesn't happen through technology alone, we always believe that it only happens when the people embrace it. I would like to show you, this is our research model. So you can see in this slide, we have 4 independent variables. They are the main key demographic factors. For example, gender, age, education level, monthly income. We have 1 DV, dependent variable. The purchase intentions of BEV. We have 2 mediators, environmental awareness, and awareness of battery electric vehicles, awareness of BEV. So believe that these 2 forms of awareness connect who we are. Our age, income, education, and value with how likely we are going to adopt BEV. So let's move on to the methodology sections. This study employed a quantitative cross-sectional design. Data was collected from 300 respondents in Guangdong, and the finding shows that over half of the participants were female, And over 80% of the participants were Gen X and Gen Y, 30% was Gen Z, and about 50% of the participants hold master degree, and more than half of the participants actually in the top 20% bracket income level. Later, I'm going to explain further about this income level. So you can see in this slide that over half of the participants were female, and over 80% of the participants were Gen Z and Gen Y. In terms of educations, over half, 65% of the respondents were postgraduate degree holder, including masters and PhD. And this actually tells us that the sample is highly educated. And as for the measurement instrument or variables in this study demonstrated strong internal consistency with Chromba alpha value exceeding 0.7. As for the findings, you can see across all demographic groups in Guangdong, battery technology and charging infrastructure stand out as the top priority during the BEV purchase decisions. You can see in the slides, younger generation, especially Gen Y and Gen Z, they place stronger emphasis on the battery innovations as well as the charging convenience, whereas Gen X show greatest interest in the motor efficiency and autonomous driving feature. As for the income group, I divided them into three main categories. Okay, they are top 20%, middle 40%, and bottom 40%. For the bottom 40%, averagely they are below 1,000, below 2,500 USD. And for the middle 40% income group, their income range, annual income range is between the 2,005 USD to 14,000 USD, and the top 20%, okay, income group is above 14,000 USD annually. So you can see by income level, top 20% value advanced feature such as autonomous driving and energy recovery system, whereas the bottom 40 focus more on the battery durability and charging reliability. So to summarize, our findings highlight that technological preferences are influenced by who the user are, and not just the technology can do. So this review the Industry 5.0 principle aligning innovation with human diversity and inclusivity. So these are the findings. And let's move on to the discussions. So from the discussion, I would like to talk about the four main discovery. First is education emerges as the strongest predictor of both environmental awareness, awareness of BEV, and also BEV purchase intention. And that actually suggests that how knowledge empower individuals to make sustainable transport choices. Okay, as for the income, we can see that higher income level significantly enhance both environmental and BEV awareness and intention, and that actually show that how economy, accessibility, how income level can continue to influence BEV adoptions. In terms of the generational openness, we can see younger generations, especially Gen Y and Gen Z, they are more open to embrace new technology like BEV. As for the gender considerations, we found that male participations in terms of the purchase intention or the adoption of BEV is relatively higher than the female participants. And that actually hint us about the gender-based differences in the sustainable transportation preference. Okay, so what are the policy implications? Here I look at the 4 areas. The first focus is on the continual investment in the battery technology and charging infrastructures. Okay, for example, the government can actually expand the fast charging network, especially in the rural area or the underserved areas. Why? Because that will actually reduce the anxiety and also ensure the equitable access to clean mobility across China. The second area that I would like to talk about is the demographic specific strategy. Why is this important? Because policy and marketing efforts should tailor to different groups to meet and cater the needs of different groups. For example, how do they actually do that? They can actually engage women through campaigns connecting the Gen Y and Gen Z through the digital educations, or to use the targeted content that speak to diverse motivations and lifestyle. The third approach is about educations. So educations can be strengthened as a key driver of adoptions of BEV. So how? So the government can actually integrate the sustainability and even the green mobility into the school curriculum. And the public outreach will actually help to nurture generations that appreciate sustainability and green mobility. Lastly, to address the income-based barrier, financial incentives such as subsidies, tax credit coupled with the accessible information campaign will help to make BEV more affordable and accessible and of course attractive to lower and middle income group. Lastly, I would like to conclude the study. The road to BEV adoption isn't just about the technology, it's about the people who embrace it. So ladies and gentlemen, our finding shows that education and income, these two are the key drivers of the awareness and also the intention to adopt BEV. So to advance BEV adoptions, policy must blend innovations with inclusivity. Investing, for example, they can invest in charging infrastructure, they can strengthen the environmental educations and making the sustainable transport to affordable for all. That's all for my presentations. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Daisy, and especially for highlighting the importance of the human focus with Industry 5.0, how you bring together technology and the human perspective. We have a few questions, Dr. Daisy, and as you were speaking, it kind of reminded me that I think 2024 was the first year when BYD overtook Tesla, both in terms of sales volume as well as total revenue, right? So that's a significant shift in the dynamics of BEVs. The question, Dr. Daisy, from the experience in China for policymakers in other countries, what would be your advice to them in terms of what works, what doesn't work, and how to adapt it to improve acceleration of BEV adoption across the world?
Thank you, Mr. Sandeep, for your question. Okay, first we must actually understand the different motivations because every country, they have different cultures. In some cultures, people adopt BEV for environmental reasons. In others, maybe because due to the cost saving, social status, or some culture, they actually emphasize on the technological preferences. So this will actually help the government, especially in the major economies, can adapt by understanding the different motivation. They can actually adapt the messages to each culture's value. Number two is about building trust in the new technology, because there are still, I would say, a vast group of people that are still, are relatively conversational. So it is very important to embed trust in the new technology to help them to communicate the benefits for to reduce the fear and also uncertainty and misinformation, so that the consumer or the potential customer, they will understand, okay, why EV, so that they have more trust to adopt in the new technology. The third approach is for the countries. They can actually design, as I actually presented, they can design the inclusive policy and marketing. For example, they can create strategies that consider language, local norms, and lifestyle that make BEV more relatable and practical for different demographic groups, because we know that every groups, they have different needs, so that it will be easier for them to adopt BEV. Fourth, and I would say is one of the very important strategy, is to improve the collaborations between the public and private partnership. For example, working with the government, suppliers, communities, requires sensitivity to the cultural expectations. That will actually help to promote a smoother partnership and better policy implementations. Lastly, is about encouraging the sustainable behavior. That one is from the government. As I mentioned, education is one of the key driver for BEV adoptions. So it's very important for the government to embed the sustainability and also especially the green mobility into the school curriculum, so that the future generations and the Gen Z, the younger generations, they will have more awareness about the green mobility. And that will actually help in terms of the adoptions of BEV. That's all, Mr. Sandeep. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Daisy. And if I may actually ask a follow-up question on that last point that you were making about educating the younger generation about the benefits and the importance. From a demographic perspective, what are the factors that you think will make the biggest difference, particularly for that emerging segment, looking a little ahead?
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Sandeep. Thank you for your question. Yes, it's very interesting to look at the younger generations. And as I mentioned and presented, each of the generations, they may have different preference in terms of the technology adoptions of the BEV. Okay. For example, Gen Z and Gen Y, they place stronger emphasis on the battery innovation and charging convenience. So by looking at charging convenience, and in order for us to actually adopt more BEV, we must actually place confidence in terms of the charging network. So first, the government must actually expand the charging network, includes the rural area, make sure that the charging network is accessible, not only in shopping mall, highway, on the road, or maybe even at the rural areas, and it will actually help to place confidence among the Gen Z and Gen Y, the younger generations, in terms of charging convenience. They will see that it's convenience for them to charge and also to travel on the road. And of course, as I mentioned, Gen Y and Gen Z, they also place emphasis on the battery innovations. So the longer the battery can charge, the faster the battery can charge and the longer the battery can last, that would be the better news to encourage our young generations to adopt BEV. Yeah, that's all. Thank you, Mr. Sandeep.
Dr. Daisy,
I hope I
thank you.
answered your question.
You did very well indeed. In fact, it kind of reminds me of the technology acceptance model and the way you bridged it with linking it back to specific segments and understanding their needs. So thank you very much. And thank you for a very informative session on something that's really important today and going forward with what's happening with sustainability and climate change, particularly.
Thank you, Mr. Sandeep.
Thank you very much. And if I may introduce our next speaker, I am delighted to welcome Dr. Anak Agung Gede Satya Utama from the Universitas Erlangga, Indonesia. Dr. Agung is a lecturer, researcher, and consultant in the fields of accounting and information systems. He has been a permanent lecturer in the Department of Accounting at the Faculty of Economics and Business, Universitas Erlangga, since 2005. Dr. Agung obtained his master's degree in accounting from Universitas Erlangga in 2008 and completed his doctoral studies in accounting science at Universitas Erlangga in 2023. His research focuses on accounting information systems, qualitative methods, sustainability, big data, and community development. He is an expert in qualitative data analysis using in vivo software, actively participating as a speaker and moderator in seminars, workshops, and conferences at the national and international levels. Throughout his career, he has authored more than 90 publications in reputable international journals and accredited national journals, and authored more than 9 books. He has achieved recognition 4 times as the best paper and best presenter at international and national conferences. Certified as a qualitative researcher and an international reviewer, he serves as a reviewer for Scopus Index journals ranging from Q1 to Q4, and numerous international and national journals, as well as a regular reviewer for various international conferences. Dr. Agung also serves as an editor for various international and national journals. In 2020, he chaired the organizing committee for 2 international webinars. He's a member of several international associations, including the Association for Information Systems, AIS, the Qualitative Research Consultants Association, QRCA, and the Asian Qualitative Research Association, AQRA, and also the British Academy of Management, BAM, and the Indonesian Qualitative Research Association. BAFA and AFAANZ, Chartered Accountant, SEARA, and many more. He actively participates in various big data and sustainability summer schools at various universities worldwide, including Pretoria University in South Africa. And currently, he is actively involved in several research projects, collaborating with overseas researchers, supervising international students, publishing books, and serving as a speaker. Welcome, Dr. Agung. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Dr. Sandeep. Hello, how are you?
Terima kasih. Thank you very well, Doctor.
Okay. So, good morning, everyone. My name's Anak Agung Gede Satya Utama. You can call me Agung. I'm from Universitas Erlangga, Indonesia. And it's a great honor to be invited as keynote speakers, for this international conference 2025, Bali ICPM, International Conference on Project Management. So for this session today, I will discuss how nethnography as a qualitative research method. This is the new popular research methodology, and the social media data are transforming global management research, especially in the context of digital culture, project management, and cross-border collaboration. Let me share my slide. Okay, this is the topic, nethnography and the social media data in the global management research. So, why this topic matters today? Because when we talk about the consumers, we talk about the employees in some of the organization or the company, and also the stakeholders. Yeah, most of their behaviors, reaction, and cultural expression now happen online. Yeah, even they record the transaction into the paper, into physically, and they also submitted their report into the online. So as we know that currently social media has become the largest cultural data source in human history, and the traditional surveys, yeah, or interviews are no longer sufficient to capture fast-moving narratives in social media. So these methods, yeah, the ethnography research methods, yeah, allow us to combine the culture, the strategy, and digital behaviors, yeah, giving us, yeah, especially for the company, yeah, for example, the managers, yeah, a deep understanding of the global audience in real time. So the cultural, yeah, when we talk about the cultural intelligence in global management, it can be related with what we talk today, the ethnography. Yeah, in global management is not it's no longer just about understanding face-to-face interactions, yeah, but also understanding the digital cultures, yeah, how the people, how the society express their emotion, they negotiate their identity and response to leadership online. So for the strategy today, is heavily shaped by online narratives, yeah, by digital communities and viral public opinions. And I think an ethnography can become a strategic, yeah, as a cultural radar, yeah, that enables project manager to detect issues, yeah, the specific issues and response effectively. So, what is ethnography? Yeah, ethnography. The inventor is Robert Kozinet. Yeah, Robert Kozinet. So I learned about ethnography during COVID. During COVID, I attend his laboratorium project. So after I finish the laboratorium, yeah, project with him, I try to research with ethnography methodology. So ethnography is a qualitative research methods. Yeah, the ethnography come from net, is internet. Yeah, and ethnography. But in this method, we design especially for online context. Yeah. So we studies online communities, yeah, including the members' interaction, the members' shared communication, how they post something topic, and the other members give a like, give a comments, yeah, or post some supported like a document, yeah, like document or image, yeah, and anything. So this method is this method studies online, yeah, social media conversation and also digital cultures. And based on Kozinet, yeah, in his book 2015 and 2020, the ethnography focused on how people interact online. The people in this concept is members, yeah, members from the community online, and how they communicate or build meaning taken from what they post, yeah, what they give a comment in the interaction in the social media, and also how the digital environment shape the behaviors. And for today, I think this research methods, yeah, is very powerful, yeah, very powerful to understanding global global, especially in the stakeholders dynamics. Yeah. So why ethnography in the project and global management? I think is related with the theme of our international conference. So in project management, we talk about the large number. Yeah, we talk about the multinational project. We talk about the digital conversation that can influence, the stakeholder trust, organizational legitimacy, the crisis, the communication, the resistance to change, yeah, especially relate with the adoption of digital transformation, yeah, digital technology, and also the sustainability and also cross-border issues or cross-border conflicts. For example, yeah, I can give the example in online resistance to infrastructure project like ESG, yeah, like ESG policies that spread faster than traditional consultation channels. And also ethnography can help us, especially manager in the context of project and global management to anticipate to anticipate this reaction related that issues coming forward to the project and design better engagement the strategy. Yeah. So what is social media data in the qualitative data? I put big qualitative data because when we talk about the data, we know that data can be defined into two, the structured data and the unstructured data. For example, the structured data is a financial statement that we already know. Yeah, all is know about financial statement, and the unstructured data is, for example, the social media data. For example, the website. Yeah, taken from my first article from the social media data exploration of themes, based on Twitter. So we know that the Twitter can be as our source of data. Yeah, can be source of social media data. And the other platforms, as research fields, can be Instagram, to identity and branding, from TikTok, currently TikTok is very, very powerful to as a source of the data, From the TikTok, we can take the emotional storytelling from the person, from the community, and also from the YouTube, we can take or we can analyze the public discourse in YouTube, and also in X, Twitter, like I've done before with the policy and crisis reaction, and the other platform, So each platform, give researchers different cultural signals, the cultural signals that complement each other. So when someone said, can we use only one platform? It depends on your research question. Back to your research question. What is your research question? So we can focus only what we give the question, for our research. Okay. So in ethnography, we also analyze the commons. The common is the most activity analysis in ethnography. When we collect 1,000, more than 1,000, sometimes I got 1 million, 1 million digital comment. We're not only looking at the text, So we are analyzing the language, the tones, the emotions and the sentiment, We can divide it. The community posts some comments, so we analyze that the comment is it positive sentiment, negative sentiment, or is just moderate, or neutral sentiments. And also we analyze the symbols, using the hashtag, made our research focus, made our research focus, and also we look at the cultural value and the power of the relation of their communication, in the community online. So this is the ethnography research process, research procedures. All of these research procedure must be stated in your research report, in your research, in ethnography, And the first stages in the ethnography process is we identify, we already define what our research focus, the research focus, our problems, we describe our problem, we identify, we declare about research questions, and also after we know about the question, we select, the community online, which one is the community online, we try to enter, we try to join, into the community and online, because when we do an ethnography, we as an observer, we can be active observer or passive observer, or Kosinet said lurking, the lurking activities. And also after we enter the community online, we collect the data, what the data given, prepared in the community online, we all collected, even the documents, voice, the audio, and also the text, And the next stages, this is the very important, the very essential process, we do coding, and thematic analysis. It depends on your question. If your question try to look what the community or society sentiment about that posting, so the analysis can be sentiment analysis. But when we talk about the what they talk, so the analysis can be thematic, can be content analysis, with some coding process. And also the final stage, we can interpret, the subjective or researcher reflexivity, about what they look the data, made an interpretation and writing the report. So after that, we know about the contribution of our research. Is it theoretical contribution? Is it a practical contribution or policy contribution? And in ethnography, there are a lot of ethics. There are a lot of ethics. Even the others research methodology that we use, quantitative or qualitative, it must be concerned about the ethics. So especially in ethnography, we have some digital ethics in ethnography. If you want to see what I'm done with this project of ethnography, you can check my new new paper, published in the Q1. This is my with my students, with my doctorate students. We talk about the backpacker umroh, backpacker umrah and ethnography study. So the data taken from the communicate, the interaction from the members in WhatsApp group, and also in the Facebook, So there's a lot of ethical concern. We need to hide the numbers of accounts, hide the names of their account posts, and when some communicate provided images, so we made blur image, blur persons, especially for public figure, we don't need to blur the image. We made also the anonym, the anonym informants, we need consent inform, when required, there's no data manipulation, we screenshot, we capture the original, what they communicate in their community online. And also we we concern also about the academic integrity. Yeah, this is about the ethical principles in ethnography research methods. Okay, so for the analysis, we can use, the qualitative software, the qualitative software that I use, in this project is NVivo, the NVivo 15 is the new one, and also we can support with the artificial intelligence, So today, all of the software in research method already support with artificial intelligence, but focus on we as a human, we as a human, we as a researcher, we know the knowledge, we have experience, so that's the power to interpret our data. So for the tools of the NVivo, we can use the NCapture, we can use the artificial intelligence assisted coding, we can use the sentiment, and also the thematic content analysis, and also what about the strategic value, for global management when we use this method, this ethnography support, the organization can use the ethnography to detect as a first signal, as an early signal of reputation risk of their company, of their organizations, and also can map stakeholders and online the opinion groups, to diagnose the cultural conflict in multinational project. With the ethnography, the organization can measure the digital trust and also can understand the virtual leadership dynamics. So in global management, the cultures moves online. Yes, we know that moves online, and this ethnography is very powerful to help a leader to navigate, as a navigator, that complexity. Okay. Next, what is the contribution, the theory and practice, when we use this methodology? For a theoretical perspective, the ethnography redefine the way we understand what digital culture as a strategic environment and online identity as a form of organizational capital. And also the other one, in practical contribution, the ethnography can propose the policy, can design the policy and the communication strategy, and also cross-cultural leadership developments, stakeholders engagement models, and can give a management, risk management, relate to the crisis management and also the ESG initiative. I think this can be bridged, the theory, the ethnography can be bridged the theory and the real world management challenge in online context. So what the futures of project management research can be proposed, we can support ethnography with artificial intelligence, but this is still pro and cons, and the cross-platform digital ethnography, we can say ethnography as a digital ethnography also, and the real-time culture intelligent dashboard, for project managers. And also we can use the hybrid method between qualitative and the big data, because currently we not only talk about the traditional data, but also the big data. So what next? As our as researchers, as academicians and also the practitioners, we should explore, how digital communities influence the decision making, and for the
leadership, yeah, for the leaders, yeah, how global leaderships develop trust online. And for the project management, how the project success, yeah, depend on understanding digital narrative, digital text, digital context into the community online, and how artificial intelligence can ethically support our qualitative insight. Yeah, I think this is an existing frontier, yeah, where cultures, where technology and management meets. Okay, thank you very much for your attention, ladies and gentlemen. I hope today's session inspires you to use ethnography and the social media analytic in your own research, in your own experience and project management practices. I would be happy to discuss further during Q&A session. Thank you so much. Back to you, Sandeep.
Thank you, Dr. Agung. Thank you. That was most interesting. We have a few questions for you, so let me dive straight into that. One of the first questions is, Dr. Agung, how can researchers maintain positionality and reflexivity in ethnography when boundaries between the observer and participant become blurred in fluid digital environments?
Okay. How can researchers maintain personality and reflexivity in ethnography when boundaries between observer and participant become blurred in fluid digital environmentals? Yes, this is a good question, yeah, about the ethnography when we as a researcher, as observer, and also the participant, when we active, give a comment, give a posting, yeah. So we need to clear, yeah, participation, yeah, when the rules, yeah, in the online field as a theory, yeah, from the theory of COSINET, yeah, from the COSINET ethnography, the researcher can be observer, can be participant observer, yeah, insider or outsiders. Yeah, so it depends. Yeah, it depends on our research question. Back to your research question. Yeah, we need to transparency in our report. Yeah, in our report, what is our moment transition, yeah, from the active participant, yeah, for example, from the active participant to the lurking, to the passive, yeah, passive participant. This is to complete our quality of the qualitative research, yeah. We call it transparency, yeah, credibility and trustworthiness. Yeah, so the audience, the readers, yeah, believe, yeah, that this data is quality. Yeah, this data is quality. So transparency must be conducted in our reports, and also the ethical and the informed concerns. Yeah, the informed concern. Yeah, we look the data depends on the situational, yeah, how the data can be negotiated, yeah, and we as qualitative researchers, yeah, because the qualitative researcher is relatively subjective, yeah, relatively subjectivity. So reflexity, our reflexity is very essential, yeah. Reflexity, that's mean when we see the data, yeah, what the story, yeah, behind the data, yeah, that's the ethical reflexity and informed consents. So blurred, yeah, I think the blurred boundaries are not a methodological weakness, yeah, weaknesses, yeah, but analytical opportunity for us as qualitative researchers. So we need to manage explicit, yeah, our position in this research, yeah, and then continue with our reflexivity, yeah, that the subjectivity concern, and also the ethical transparency. Yeah, I think that's my comment for question from Laden Mering. Thank you for your question.
Thank you, Dr. Agung. The next question is about how can cultural intelligence help global leaders avoid bias in AI-driven decision-making across diverse international teams?
Yeah, I think this the cultural intelligence. Yeah, when we talk about the cultural intelligence, yeah, we know that the critical role, the critical play, yeah, from the cultural intelligence, yeah, as a global leader to recognize, to mitigate, and the correct issues, yeah, in AI driven, yeah, especially in decision making, yeah, especially also when the AI systems deployed across diverse international teams and cultural contract. Yeah, it can be it can be explained in several dimensions when we talk about the cultural intelligence. For example, when we hearing about the big data, yeah, whose data are represented, yeah, it it's our question when we see the data, yeah, whose data are represented or excluded, for example. And the other one, which culture behaviors are being labeled as high performance or risks or anything else, yeah. So this critical question that I mentioned before to prevent blind trust in AI outputs, yeah, because as we know that some of the research say that AI output can have a hallucination, yeah, hallucination for us, yeah, as a researcher also. So how to prevent, yeah, that's the critical point that I mentioned. And also the cultural intelligence can be what I mean to interpret, yeah, help us to interpret AI recommendation, what AI recommendation, and we compare with our local context, our local cultural context, yeah, because we knows everything about the point of view, yeah, and the artificial intelligence, because the source of the material source of artificial intelligence is from many contexts. So we need to compare, yeah, we need to recognize the communication style, yeah, in AI, and we try to avoid unethical conduct using AI. That's the point. Thank you, Sandeep.
Thank you very much, Dr. Agung. And if I may finish with one last question for you, and this looks at leadership and stakeholder dynamics. So the question is, Dr. Agung, what makes ethnography particularly relevant for understanding leadership and stakeholder dynamics today?
Okay, I think this is this is the interesting topic in geopolitical tension, yeah, with the global supply chains. If you want to conduct in ethnography, yeah, you can see, for example, the distinguish between the political posturing and relational intents, yeah. So this the ethnography can align to interpretation of uncertainty about the geopolitical, and also with the ethnography we can also check in the online community that talk about the geopolitical, talking about the global supply chain, yeah. For example, we try to recognize the culturally driven difference in the conflict management, yeah, in the conflict management in the organization. And also we can see the coordination, with the coordination mechanism to local culture and the institutional context, in the affecting of global supply chains, and there's a lot of many topics, many topics in the geopolitical function, that relate with the cultural intelligence transform, with cross-border collaboration. The interdisciplinary research is very essential, for today. I think that's my comment, Sandeep.
Thank you, Dr. Arun. Let me check if there are any other questions before we move on, including, I think you've covered all of the points from Mr. Dandy, our MC's question, right? So, all right. Thank you very much, Dr. Agung. Really, thank you for sharing and putting the spotlight firmly on a fascinating research methodology that we can all look at using going forward for all the reasons that you so eloquently described. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sandeep. Thank you, everyone.
Which brings me to our next and last but not least, our final keynote speaker, Dr. Shaina Arora from Chandigarh University, India. Welcome, Dr. Arora. Dr. Arora is an assistant professor at Chandigarh University, Mohali in Punjab, where she also completed her PhD in commerce. Since 2018, she has held various academic positions at the university and made significant contributions to teaching, research, and innovation. She has published numerous national and international research papers and has filed several patents, both at the national and international levels, which are recognized for their originality and innovation. Her dedication has been honored with multiple awards, including the Best Teacher of the Department, Best Assistant Professor Award, and Best Research Awards. Dr. Arora has been invited as a keynote speaker at various academic conferences and events, sharing her expertise in teaching and learning. She is deeply committed to fostering an academic environment that empowers students to explore their potential and achieve their aspirations. Welcome, Dr. Shaina. Over to you.
Mr. Sandeep, I think Dr. Saina facing some issues for the presentation, so maybe we can wait for a second until Dr. Saina ready to present.
Sorry, I couldn't hear that clearly.
Sorry.
Perfect.
Hi everyone, this is Dr. Shaina from Chandigarh University. So sorry, there was some network connectivity issues, right? So yes, let me just start with my today's session. First of all, I am just trying to share my screen. Give me a minute. Okay, so if I'll be starting my today's session, it is all about the cultural intelligence model, right? Basically, first of all, I would like to discuss with you that there are two different things, that is culture, values, and ethics. First of all of we should learn the difference between these things, because basically we misinterpret with these things that both of these things are same, but actually culture, values, and ethics, these all are the three different things, right? So if I talk about ethics, first of all, ethics means that when we know the difference between what is right and what is wrong, basically, right? And if I talk about the culture, Culture basically means that wherever we are, we need to adapt with the different cultures. We need to go on with the different environments as well. We need to understand our surroundings also.
Dr. Shaina, sorry to interrupt, but we can't see your screen yet.
Just wait a second, please.
Sure.
Is it visible now?
I can see the notification, but I can't see the screen just yet.
Okay.
Maybe there's just a lag. The team here is asking if you would like them to share the presentation on their.
Yes, if possible, please.
Actually, I can see it now. We can see your slides.
All right. Actually, there is some issue in sharing my screen again. So if your team can share it, please
All right.
go ahead.
Let me arrange that. Salisha, can we share the presentation, please?
Sure.
Thank you.
Sure. I will have to present this.
Okay, coming right up, Dr. Arora. Thank you, Ms. Alisha.
Okay, thank you so much for sharing my screen. Right. So let me just start with our session that if I talk about the culture, values, and ethics, first of all, we are going to discuss about the culture, intelligence, and the global management. So when we talk about the global thing, we talk internationally. So culture is one of the term which creates the great insights in the mind of the various experts and the minds of the great various professionals as well. Then what it is. Right. So, culture, values, and ethics. First of all, I'll just go with the ethics. Ethics refers to that what is right and what is wrong. When you know the difference between both of these two things, then you go on with the ethics as well. And when we talk about the values, values comes from your upbringing. That what you have learned from your upbringing. And now, if I would like to talk about the cultural intelligence, or culture, first of all, culture basically refers to the surroundings. We always find the different culture at the different places. That means we need to adapt the different culture as per our surroundings, as per our different scenarios wherever we are. If we are going at some religious places, we are into some different culture. If we are going at some party with our friends or anyone else, right, we are in the different culture. If we are with our family, we are into a different culture. If
Dr.
we are with our
Saina,
friends,
I'm
we
sorry.
are into a
I'm
different.
sorry to interrupt, Dr. Saina.
Yes.
I think you not turn on your camera. I hope you can turn on your camera so we can see you. Is there
Okay.
any issue regarding your video?
Yes, there are some issues because my screen keeps on closing again.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Maybe you can try it again. I am sorry for interrupt your session,
No
Dr.
problem.
Saina.
No problem. I'm just sharing with my background.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is it fine?
Maybe you can add the wallpaper of the event, Dr. Saina.
Yes, I'm trying to add, but it's not adding. Just wait a second.
Yeah, it's fine, Dr. Saina. You can continue your presentation. I'm sorry for interrupting earlier. You
No
can.
problem at all. Right. Can we go on at the agenda page, please? Right. So yes, here we need to understand the different cultural dynamics, which refers to the in the cultural training, local insights, inclusive policies, feedback loops, diverse teams, and cultural celebrations as well. Because we need to adapt at the different places, we need to adapt the different cultures wherever we are. If we want our growth and success into our businesses, into our organizations, or wherever we are working, we need cultural training first of all. Because cultural training, if you may have heard about the different models into the cultural dynamics, maybe a Hofstede model, Trampinas model as well. So in the cultural training, it is really very important to go on with the understanding that implementing the ongoing cultural training for all the team members across the regions, because wherever we are working, we are going to find out the different people at one place, and it is very difficult to understand the language of the different people, to understand the what the values of the different people, because sometimes our gestures may play a wrong insight over the other, right? So that's why whenever we are working in any organization, cultural training is very important, because training is something when we are making our employees happy and ready for all the work. Right. So here we need to understand the cultural dynamics. First of all, there's the culture training, and then we need to understand for the local insights as well, where we are utilizing the local experts to gain the insights of the cultural practices and the different customs also. And of course, if we are working anywhere, there are the different policies that will be diversifying the different backgrounds and the perspectives. If we need to make our employees happy. So, like if I correlate this with the employee retention, retention refers to that we need our efforts or organizational efforts to keep and retain our employees into the organization. So HR has to make some of the diversified policies for all the employees by taking into consideration that from which place they are, or what kind of the feedbacks the people will have, right? So some feedbacks, if we are taking as an organization, it will also lead to the success of the organization. And the another cultural dynamic is the diversified teams, because if we have the different brains, if we have the different people at one place, we need to diversify and enhance the creativity and innovation in the problem solving. Because there are some of the problems. If there is a problem, only then we can go on with the success, only then we can find out the solutions for that. Right, different brains will run, of course, that will be leading to the different kind of the innovation into the organization. Plus, there are the different cultural celebrations as well. Like there should be some kind of the events. Event management is also very important in understanding the different cultural dynamics also, because if we are taking care of the employees into the organization, that from which background they are, and we are organizing some of the events as per their culture, because like I already told you, culture is always different at different places. You may go anywhere, you will find a different culture. So yes, it is a very dynamic thing, right? Next slide, please. Okay, now this is one of the cultural intelligence framework, where we may find out the dimensions. The cultural knowledge is very important, adaptability and the communication is also important. First of all, if I talk about the dimensions, right, it will have the individual traits, or it may also go on with the building the understanding plus cross-cultural training. It should be there. The cross-cultural training is something that if we need to understand the different cultures, right? We need to train the people. We need to set their minds on one thing, that yes, different to understand the different perspectives is very important, because sometimes whatever we are thinking, we are not, we are taking it intentionally that other person is thinking wrong about us, right? So how it will impact, it enhance the global management, and definitely it will be leading on with the cultural knowledge, understanding the cultures, informing the decision making. Plus, it will also help us to understand the market analysis as well. Market is something that it is not just a place. Market is understanding the needs and wants of your customers. Right. So when you're understanding the needs and wants, what other people want, it is going to improve the strategy alignment, because when we are understanding the other people, right, it will improve our strategy, because according to them we can make our strategy to understand or to solve this problem, right? And if I talk about the adaptability, it is some kind of the flexibility approach, because adaptability is something again that if it is different at different places, we need to adapt, and some facilities we need to interact with each other, right? And we need to have the global team management or collaboration as well. It will also lead to the project success, because if we are understanding the global collaboration, what other people are thinking about us and how it will impact our organization, so definitely it will go on with the project success also. Plus, communication, very, very important, because here, if I say that if you're not communicating with the other person rightly, it will create a like great problem in the organization, right? When we exchange the information from one person to the another person, it will strengthen the information. If you're not able to understand anything, it should be mentioned in the training that if you're not able to understand anything, we need to ask it again and again from the other people, right? It will also lead to the negotiation practice, because if we understand the perspectives of the others, then it will foster the trust and respect for the other people as well. So, what insights we can see here, that it will increase the performance, it will enhance the innovation, it will also have the better decision making aspects as well, right? Okay, next slide, please. Okay, now here are the cultural dimensions impact on the different strategies. What are the things that we need to keep into our mind? That is, first of all, it is related with the global mindset. That is understanding the diverse and the global perspective strategies. What strategies are going on in the worldwide? Because there are the different policies and different strategies, like for the different people who belongs to the different backgrounds. So here the cultural awareness is important. Like if you may have heard about the ADA model, right? ADA model is something that awareness, interest, desire, and action, right? First of all, we need to aware what people are thinking, right? What actually they want? What is the mindset of the people who are really working with us? Right, then we need to create the interest of the people to understand our culture, to understand our dimensions as well, right? Then you need to create the desire among the people for awareing the for understanding the implications, that what are the implications that may happen into the organization as well, right? Plus, can you just keep my screen bigger? Yeah, thank you. Okay. Next one here is the adaptive strategies. We need to adapt on with the strategies that if we are going to go on with the management strategies, that should correlate with the local cultures as well. Because if we have the different people from the different teams, from the different cultures, from the different backgrounds, it will definitely foster the collaborations and culturally diversified teams as well. And communication style is very important, because if you're communicating with someone and if the other person is not able to understand anything, right, we need to prefer the right mode of communication, that what in what language the other person will be comfortable in understanding the strategies and understanding the global impact as well, right? And that's how we can take on with the decisions, where we can incorporate the cultural insights and the different strategic choices as well, right? Okay, next slide, please. Now, if I talk about the global talent management challenges, that is related with the SWOT. SWOT, all of you may have heard about that: strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats. Strength and weakness, both of these are the internal things in the organization, because only there's one organization who may know their strengths better, right? And weaknesses better. Like if we take on us on the individuality also, only we are the people who know our strengths, who know our weaknesses, and opportunities and threats are always external, because there are always the external opportunities where we can find out that what are the opportunities available for us and how it can be beneficial for us as well. Plus, it may lead to the threats in the particular organization, that outside, what are the threats going on, what are the challenges that may be related with the economic, that may be related with any of the geographical situation, that may be any of the related with the natural calamities as well. Again, I will say that you need to go on with the where the river is flowing, right? You cannot stop the river to flow, right? You need to learn how to swim in that river. So basically, if there are some opportunities, if there are threats, you should know this thing, that how to grab an opportunity, how to understand one threat as well, so that you should have a backup plan for the things, how to cope up with the situations, right? So there are the diversified workforces that may lead to the innovations. If there are different teams, we may have the more of the innovation into our organization. Plus, if I talk about the weakness, due to cultural dynamics, there can be some cultural misinterpretations and cultural misunderstandings as well, right? So another, if I talk about the opportunities, it may lead to the like what are the new things that may run into the different organization. Accordingly, we can make our employees learn how to open up globally, and how to learn in the different investments that is really needed to enhance the employee engagement and effectiveness as well. Right. So threats, it can be the political threats, it can that where the regions that which may affect the talent mobility, plus global assignments as well. So there are some of the rapid technological changes as well. Sometimes our people will not be able to adapt, and that may be due to the cultural difference, that may be due to the age differences as well. So there can be the threats. So we should always learn this thing, that how to cope up with the threats as well. Right. So these are some of the challenges that maybe that can be there into the global talent management is there. Okay, next slide. Okay, so there are some of the strategies into the cross-cultural communications. First of all, like you need to understand everything, because understand problem, what is the problem that is running in the organization due to cultural effects, right? Who are the people who are not able to understand the cultural differences and the communication styles that can relate to the preferences as well. And listening is very important, because if you are not listening the other person correctly, it may lead to the like losses in the organization, or we can say it may conflict the different viewpoints that may have the different perspectives thoroughly. Then we need to empathize. That means with the others, you need to build the trust and reduce the miscommunication that might be on with the risk as well. Also, you need to adapt with the communication style, and so that may suit the diverse cultural context effectively. Plus, you need to clarify that what is the meaning of a particular word that you might be saying into the particular organization, and that can be the different for the different people as well. You need to respect respect cultural values and practices during the communication efforts as well. And you also need to engage in the open dialogues, that kind of the situational based analysis, that if this thing will happen, how a particular person will will solve that kind of the problem as well. There will be the different viewpoints, brainstorming will be there, and here we can have the different cultural insights as well. You can also educate oneself about the various cultures, plus improve. You can also improve the communication effects too, right? Further, please. Okay. Next, we have the leveraging diversity for the innovations. First of all, you need to see what are the problems that can be faced into the limited availability or that can be settled with the creativity and hinder some of the innovative solutions as well. And then you need to find out the different alternatives that what are the solutions that can be offered into the organization. Plus, you may share the different insights and ideas for one thing, right? And there are some of the benefits that may relate to the diversity that may lead to the enhanced problem solving and improve the business outcomes for that one particular place. Move on, please. Right? So this is all about our session. Thank you so much. If you may have any questions, you can ask.
Thank you, Dr. Shaina. One of the questions that we have is that, in your view, which component of cultural intelligence is the most challenging for global managers to deal with?
There is one that may everyone will agree on this, I think, that feminism is one of the things which is very challenging component because people may think about that women stereotyping is there, that when people will think about that only men may do these things, only women may do these things. So there are some kind of the cultural barriers that is stopping a woman to do and to go on with the professionalism, to go on with the different success areas as well. So yes, this is one of the component which is very challenging. And plus, there's one more component that where we can talk about individualism, right? That is a component where people are thinking about that only I can do this thing, right? They are not focusing on the teamwork. They should understand this thing that if they will be working in the team, only then they can have the success for the organization plus their individual careers as well, right? So this is, yes, these are some of the challenging components in the cultural areas.
Thank you, Dr. Shaina, for highlighting a really important point. One other question that we have in the group chat is, Dr. Arora, in what ways can global teams' synergies be predicted through cultural intelligence matrix? And how do these metrics interact with organizational level cultural frameworks?
See, like I already told you that culture is always different at different places. We may not find the same culture everywhere, right? So we need to understand the metrics of the different cultures. We want the cultural training first of all, right? And there will every employee should understand that everyone has different perspectives. Everyone may have the different gestures to represent some things, right? So yes, this is one of the metric where we are understanding, and sometimes we are misinterpreting the other people things that what other people wanted to say. If we are not able to understand something, or if we felt bad for anyone's representation, we may talk to that other person. And yes, this is communication. We need to communicate with the other person, and yes, listen the other person carefully so that we may work in the team and create a better working environment as well.
Thank you, Dr. Shaina. One last question, which is, I think, really important, is what practical strategies can managers use to effectively communicate across diverse cultural teams?
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
What practical strategies can managers use to effectively communicate across culturally diverse teams?
Okay. So there are some of the strategies that managers are using for practically communicating with the others. That is understanding the people, first of all, that how many number of the people are working in the organization, what type of the people are working in the organization, and how they have to communicate with them, like what kind of a training need to be given to them, because it's very difficult to understand the mindset of the people. We don't know what's running in the people's mind, right? So yes, it is a very challenging component that managers are practically communicating communicating with the other people, they may go on with the one-on-one communication. First of all, this is one of the strategies that they can apply, or one of the practical strategy, that one-on-one communication will help them to understand what actually the employee wants, right? And how they would like to work in the particular organization. If they have any issues, they can talk to the another employee as well, that if that person is having any kind of the issues, then also they can solve on at one desk, right? And the problem should be solved at there. Because if I talk about, there are some irate personalities in the organization. Like if they are saying bad things, they are not about the particular organization, it will create a negative impact on the different mindset of the people. So yes, I think one-on-one communication is one of the best strategy, practical strategy to adapt by the managers. I hope I have answered the question.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Shaina. Thank you for sharing your thoughts about cultural intelligence and the metrics, and how some practical tips on how that can help managers and organizations. So thank you very much. And with that, that brings us to the end of the keynote session. And I'm going to hand you back to our MC, Mr. Dandy. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sandeep and all the keynote speakers. Very well, ladies and gentlemen. Those were our 5 keynote speakers with very insightful presentation. And next, we will move to the parallel or the presentation session that will start at 1 p.m. Jakarta time. I repeat, the presentation session will start at 1 p.m. Jakarta time. Before we move to the presentation session, please make sure to rename your display name accordingly to your role. All presenters can go to a certain Zoom room based on the presentation schedule, and you can join the room by clicking the join button, and you will be automatically joining the presentation room. After the presentation is finished, all presenters can come back to the main Zoom room for the closing remark. Thank you.
plain sight. Where the streets are empty, that's where we run. Everyday people do everyday things, but I can't be one of them. I know you hear me now, we are a different kind. We can do anything. We could be heroes. We could be heroes. Me and you. We could be heroes. We could be heroes. Me and you. We could be. Anybody's got the power. They don't see it 'cause they don't understand. Spinning round and round for hours. You and me, we got the world in our hands. Everyday people do everyday things, but I can't be one of them. I know you hear me now, we are a different kind. We can do anything. We could be heroes. We could be heroes. Me and you. We could be heroes. We could be heroes. Me and you. We could be.
Welcome to AIBPM, the Association of International Business and Professional Management.
We connect academics, professionals, and students worldwide.
Through international conferences, workshops, publications, and global projects, with more than 5,600 members and partnerships across leading universities. NIBPM is building a strong global network in education, business, and professional management.
Hi, my name is Roland Perdana. I think this is a very good opportunity to join this conference.
Hello, my name is Ferry Prastia. I am very happy to join this international seminar with IBPM, and this is a good impression for me to enrich my knowledge.
Hello, my name is Sandeep. I'm from Tajikistan. We are so happy that we join such kind of conference.
Join us and be part of the international movement. AIBPM. Innovate, collaborate, inspire.
Over generations, business and economy have been the pillars of life that support the advancement of living standards and civilization. Considering the importance of this, in 1980, in the city of Denpasar, Bali, which is famous for its healthy and rapid economic growth, the Faculty of Economic and Business, Universitas Mahasaraswati Denpasar, or also known as FEB Unmas Denpasar, was established. In line with its vision to become an excellent, culturally oriented, entrepreneurial, and globally recognized faculty, FEB Unmas Denpasar always provide professional and competent lecturers and staffs in their respective fields. The Faculty of Economic and Business at Unmas Denpasar offers 5 accredited study programs, namely the Bachelor of Accounting, the Master of Accounting, the Bachelor of Management, the Master of Management, and the Doctoral of Management study program.
The Faculty of Economics and Business is one of the faculties in University of Mahasaraswati Denpasar, which is fostered by PR Saraswati Foundation. The Faculty of Economics and Business aims to establish a healthy university management system with a commitment to excellent service, enabling the achievement of understanding, learning quality that produce high-quality graduates with strong character, integrity, and national and international competitiveness. We also aim to develop an entrepreneurship ecosystem that is creative, innovative, independent, and willing to take risks. In addition, our other objectives are to produce high-quality research and community service that can respond to evolving dynamics of global stakeholder preference, implement institutional governance to ensure sustainable quality development, and also establish sustainable and value-added collaboration with internal and external stakeholders.
To support an optimal learning process, FEB Unmas also provides adequate facilities ranging from classrooms, auditorium, reading room, meeting room, to conference room. There are also various public facilities such as public spaces and campus services. To improve the quality of its graduates, FEB Unmas continues to actively establish good partnerships with various national and international institutions. FEB Unmas Denpasar also fully supports their students in various students' organizations under the auspices of Student Executive Board and Student Representative Council. Due to the quality and professionalism of its learning system, FEB Unmas Denpasar has successfully achieved various proud accomplishments and has published journals and scientific works. As a form of implementing the Tridharma Perguruan Tinggi, which includes education, research, and community service, FEB Unmas Denpasar continues to actively engage in community service and social work.
I am very proud to study at Faculty Economics and Business University Mahasaraswati Denpasar. The facilities and staff are excellent and truly support students in maximize their learning experience. I have gained a wealth of knowledge and valuable experience that I can implement in the future. Thank you, Fakulty Economics and Business University Mahasaraswati Denpasar.
I have gained extensive knowledge of business and economy during my study at Fakulty Economy and Business University Mahasaraswati Denpasar. This has boosted my confidence in advancing the professional world or pursuing entrepreneurship in the future. In my opinion, the competent rector has played a significant role in supporting the learning process at Fakulty Economy and Business Universitas Mahasaraswati Denpasar.
Integrity, professional, humanity.
Smart decision, brighter future.
Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Agung Gede Satya Utama from Erlangga University, Indonesia. It was an honor to be a keynote speaker at the 2025 Bali International Conference of Project Management. I would like to extend my warmest congratulations to AIBPM for successfully organizing this outstanding international conference. The Bali ICPM continues to serve as an important platform for global scholars and researchers to exchange ideas, strengthen academic collaboration, and inspire innovative research. Success and even greater achievement in the future. Thank you.
Hi, this is Dr. Karimita Mitra from Western Community College, Surrey. I am really grateful to Association of International Business and Professional Management for cordially inviting me to the International Conference on Project Management at Bali 2025. It had been a great honor to be a keynote speaker at
wonderful organization of the 2025 Bali ICPM conference. It was truly an honor for me to participate as keynote speaker in the conference, and I wish you the best ahead in the future. Thank you very much.
Salam sejahtera. I'm Associate Professor Dr. Daisy Kim Wei Hong from UC Science Malaysia. I'm also AIBPM Country Director for Malaysia. Congratulations to AIBPM for the excellence organizations of the 2025 Bali International Conference of Project Management, ICPM. This event is well coordinated, impactful, and truly reflective of AIBPM commitment to academic excellence and international collaborations. It's my honor to contribute as one of the keynote speakers in this conference and to witness the professionalism and the dedications of the entire organizing team. Wishing AIBPM continued growth and even greater success in the years ahead. Once again, I would like to thank AIBPM for your commitment and your support and contributions to the academic community. Thank you.
Hi everyone, this is Dr. Shaina from Sandeep University. So here I would like to extend my heartiest and warmest congratulations to each and every one of you plus AIBPM for successfully organizing this Bali International Conference. And yes, this conference was a great platform for all the academicians, for all the professionals, for all the scholars as well, because it gave us a chance to collaborate with each other. And yes, many thanks to the organizing committee for their full dedication and professionalism as well. Many congratulations to everyone. Well done.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have now reached the end of the 2025 Bali International Conference of Project Management. On behalf of the organizer, we would like to express our sincere gratitude to all session chairs, speakers, and participants for your valuable contribution and enthusiastic participation. We hope this event has been meaningful and beneficial for everyone involved. Now, for documentation purposes, we kindly request all participants to turn on their cameras so that we can capture this memorable moment together. I think Miss Alisa will take over for a while for this documentation session. Go ahead, Miss Alisa.
Thank you, Mr. Dandi. So for all participants, please turn on your camera so we can capture the documentation of you. Okay, I will start from the gallery 1. Please get ready on 3, 2, 1. Thank you. And then the next gallery on 3, 2, 1. And then the next gallery on 3, 2, 1. Thank you so much. And then the next gallery on 3, 2, 1. And then for the last, get ready on 3, 2, 1. Thank you so much, Mr. Dandi.
Thank you, Miss Alisa. And right now, I'm very pleased to announce the 3 best presenters of this conference. And our first best presenter is Evan Fausta Palacios from Universitas Indonesia. And our second best presenter is Solika Nurwati from Universitas Mahasiswati Denpasar, Indonesia. And our last best presenter is Wong Suangen from University Science Malaysia. Congratulations to the winner. Each best presenter will receive a certificate which will be sent via email after this event. Congratulations to our best presenters for today's conference. So at long last, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to invite you to share the photos taken during the event on your Instagram and use the hashtag 2025 ICPM, hashtag info for AIBPM, and hashtag info for academia. Also, don't forget to follow us on Instagram at AIBPM.conference and subscribe to our channel at AIBPM Talk Series where you can stay updated on our events, publication opportunities, and watch recording from our conference. Once again, I would like to express our sincere thanks to AIBPM and the other co-hosts for their valuable support to this event. At long last, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Dandi. Thank you for your attention, and we look forward to seeing you again at our next conference. Thank you.
We go hide away in daylight. We go undercover, wait out the sun. Got a secret side in plain sight. Where the streets are empty, that's where we run. Everyday people do everyday things, but I can't be one of them. I know you hear me now. We are a different kind. We can do anything. We could be heroes. We could be heroes. Me and you. We could be heroes. We could be heroes. Me and you. We could be. Anybody's got the power. They don't see it 'cause they don't understand. Spinning round and round for hours. You and me, we got the world in our hands. Everyday people do everyday things, but I can't be one of them. I know you hear me now. We are a different kind. We can do anything. We could be heroes. We could be heroes. Me and you. We could be heroes. We could be heroes. Me and you. We could be.
Welcome to AIBPM, the Association of International Business and Professional Management.
We connect academics, professionals, and students worldwide.
Through international conferences, workshops, publications, and global projects, with more than 5,600 members and partnerships across leading universities. NIBPM is building a strong global network in education, business, and professional management.
Hi, my name is Roland Perdana. I think this is very good opportunity to join this conference.
Hello, my name is Ferry Prastia. I am very happy to join this international seminar with IBPM, and it is a good impression for me to enrich my knowledge.
Hello, my name is Bohirjon Sodikov. I'm from Tajikistan. We are so happy that we join such kind of conference.
Join us and be part of the international movement. AIBPM. Innovate, collaborate, inspire.
We go hide away in daylight. We go undercover, wait out the sun. Got a secret side in plain sight. Where the streets are empty, that's where we run.